Alrighty, folks, let's dig in. Alright, anyway, what I want to make this video about is this is like a little helping guide, I guess, to fucking figuring this shit out, because it took me a long ass time. I'm going to talk about what I'm talking about, okay? So, being yourself. I have this self, I guess I'll say, the self that has developed, I guess you can say even ego self, but I don't want to confuse people, but I have this self that has developed as the result of social success. I've learned all the right things to say and ways to say it to get social success, good reactions, and generally get the things that I want and avoid the things that I want to avoid. And this self that has developed is a fraudulent self that I codename John White. Now, John is me. My name is John. I codename it John White. So now you know it's secret. Like it's a big secret. Okay. So yeah, John White. So I am pretty much John White in all my videos. So if you want to see what John White looks like, just look at my videos. Practically all of them. Okay? So yeah. John White, I don't want to make this about me though. So the idea though is there's John White, there's the me that has developed out of a social need for protection and social navigation to protect my emotions, and kind of get what I want, but not really, because I wasn't able to be myself. So I would get the superficial things that I wanted and didn't want, but at the same time I would feel really repressed and not make the connections that I wanted to make because I couldn't be myself. So now, so the point of this, I know it's long-winded, I'm sorry. The point of this is understanding when you're trying to be yourself. Like when in the past when I tried to be myself, or when I, just was being myself, I would always just be John White, which is my protected self, who I believed was my true self. So it was a false ego self, and I believed that it was my true self because I didn't even realize that I was pretending anymore. I didn't even realize that I was putting on a facade anymore. It was so a part of me that I didn't realize it until I took off the facade. So what I'm trying to help you do, I'm sorry I'm so long-winded, is what I'm going to try to help you do is realize if you're putting on a facade or not. Like, I'm going to try to help you get through this, like help you understand if you're putting on a facade or not. Okay, number one, I'm not gonna, okay, no, number fucking one, alright? Do you smile compulsively? Do you smile when you don't feel happiness? Do you smile for social reasons of just, I want to make this person feel like they're appreciated, so I'm gonna smile for them, even though I'm not feeling a smile coming on. Okay, that's one thing to look out for. Okay, another thing is, do you ever, when making a video or talking to somebody or something like that, do you ever put on some kind of voice? Do you ever have similar inflections and intonations and like some of that's a part of you, but I mean, do you ever like, okay, let me get to the root of this. I'm just gonna get right to the root. Faking emotions is never benefiting you. Never. Never, 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 never benefiting you. And I didn't realize that. I thought I wasn't thinking of this consciously, but I was thinking, in order to be cool or be liked or be good or be bad or be nice or be mean or be sexy or be whatever the fuck I wanted to be, that I had to do something to be it. And I spoke about this in my last video. You don't have to do anything to be yourself. In fact, when you don't do anything, that's when you're yourself. That's what happens. I was always thinking of ways to express myself, and that was shooting myself right in the foot, and I didn't even realize it. I was thinking, how can I express my wild side, or how can I express my blah blah blah? And I was shooting myself right in the foot, because it was all phony acting. This is not what I believe real actors do, but people who don't understand that acting is actually just being. I'm not going to get an acting lecture, but I do have an acting background in the past. But forget about that. Doesn't matter. Being phony. What was those? Okay, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Yeah, you never have to fake your emotions. In fact, it's best to show them completely. If you can emotionally handle it, and if you can't, you got to develop the strength to be able to do that. And you can do it in private. It's simple. So if I were to give you advice, I would just say, okay, relax your face completely. Relax your face completely. Absolutely completely. Now, be conscious of your eyes. Think about your eyes and your eyelids and what they look like. Just feel. Pay attention to what it feels like around your eyes. Okay? Now try to think of opening. You don't have to open your eyes like this, but think about opening. Okay? Just think about, if you were to give your emotion to someone, if you were to pour your emotions on someone. Now, like, for example, like if I'm talking to you, I can talk to you, or I can talk to you. I can like give you my eyes and be like, oh, all right, I'm here. This is I believe your eyelids are the most expressive and important part of your body for expression, and so subtle. Okay. And hold on, I think somebody might be coming in. Maybe not, we'll see. But it's so subtle, and like they're the most important. And when you and it might be tempting to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna express my eyelids. I'm gonna go. Might be tempting, and it's fine to experiment that way. But the trick is just going. just feeling it and just being like, and sometimes less is more. In fact, most of the time, less is more. You don't have to do that big, beautiful smile. You don't have to go, like a compulsive. Yeah, it's more natural, in my opinion, to smile. That's not a natural smile. I know it's not. But I'm just saying, for example's sake, smile and then let it go. Just smile. Don't hold on to the smile. Smile, let it go. Smile, and it's gone. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to keep it for the whole conversation. You know? But the difference between, you got to realize that you might have your version of John White. You might have a self, an ego self that you think is yourself, but is actually just a elaborate defense mechanism, or conglomerate of defense mechanisms that you've created so no one will hurt you emotionally. It's true. But there's a yourself beneath that. So your version of John White, there might be one, and it's worth it to try and see. I'm not really good at explaining how to do this, but it's just recognizing. It's just this is tough. It's fucking tough. It really is fucking tough to describe this kind of crap. Because it's like an emotion in the sense that you can't grasp it. You can't grasp it. It's not like a table, a chair, an apple. You can't like say, "Oh, this is an apple. I'm going to study it." I mean, you can do that for an apple, but you can't do that for what I'm talking about, because it's kind of an emotional thing that you do with your face. It's like an emotional opening, and it's just a release. You just release it all. Release that face, and just don't try to be like, "Hi, how you doing?" Don't try to do that. Just be like, "Oh, here I am. Here I am." Keep those eyes open. Feel your eyes. Feel those windows to your soul. Put up the blinds. Allow people to see into those windows. And smile, frown, whine, cry, laugh. You don't even have to obsess over what you look like, and I know that can be hard too. That's another thing that's hard. But sometimes in the beginning, it is useful to see yourself in the process. But it's ultimately the ultimate thing that's gonna tip you off is what it feels like. You have to understand what it feels like to be you. What it feels like to just not fake anything. And at the same time, one could say, like I used to say, if I didn't fake anything, I would just be a crazy person. And there have been times in groups and things that I used to go to express myself with, where I would not fake anything, and I would be really mean, because I would be brutally honest and extremely mean. And that was what was underneath at that time. And it's just, though it's a, at the same time I gotta tell you, it's not gonna happen overnight. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen overnight. You know, I'm 29 years old. I just mentioned that. 29 years old. Been working on this crap for like 10 years. You know what I mean? And I just learned how to be myself. Like I just learned it because I had so much hidden pain, shame. Uh, I put so much power in other people's hands to cause me emotional harm, and not being able to communicate when I'm in pain or when I want something, not feeling comfortable doing that. And I think it's a mistake to just say, okay, well, I'm gonna say fuck it. That's what I used to do. That's what I've done. You might even see in the videos, like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to say fuck it. You don't have to make it into a negative thing. You can just be like, okay, I don't have to I don't have to go nuts. I don't have to rebel against anybody or anything. Just relax, feel, relax my face, open those eyes, feel those emotions. But the problem is I can't tell you exactly how to do it because there's no English words for it. There's no English words for the doohickey. Uh, that I just call it the filter of your eyes and taking that off. There's no word for it though. And when you let those windows, when you clean those eye windows to your soul, your emotions are just much more raw. And it can be scary if you don't trust people with them. If you don't trust anybody with them, because that's what life has shown you, and it's shown me that too, honestly, you know. But a lot of these things, a lot of these defense mechanisms start developing as kids. And to be honest, kids are much more honest and brutal to each other when no adults are looking than any adult will be to another adult. So you got to realize it's safer now, or it's at least a little bit safer now. I mean, with words, you know, adults are not usually as candid, like your breath stinks, or you know, kids are like your breath stinks, or you're ugly, or adults don't do that. So now's the time to be like, okay, I was hurt as a kid, I was bullied as a kid, or whatever. I was bullied a little bit, but maybe your story is you were bullied a lot, or blah blah blah, and the kids around you, they really hurt you, and you realize that you couldn't express yourself around them. Now's you got to be like, if you're an older person, you got to be like, okay, I'm a little bit older now, and it's time to realize that it's not junior high school anymore, and you know, not to say that everybody's trustworthy with your emotions. I'm not saying that, but but you can say, I have the strength now. I have the strength to. And if you don't have the strength yet, then I would suggest working on it, because honestly, living your life as yourself is really fucking important, and it's one of the biggest regrets that the elderly have when they say they've never been themselves throughout their life. That's one of the biggest regrets the elderly have. They went to dying. They say, I've never been able to be myself in my life. So it's actually really important and can potentially be a very big regret if you don't uh, realize how to do this. Um, so just my short advice, I know this is a long ass video, but my short advice is don't fake anything for anybody for any reason. Don't fake it. Just don't fake it. don't fake it. That does not mean that you have to be mean to people. If you want to, you can, obviously. But you don't have to. But if that's you, do it. That's what I say. If that's you, do it. See what it feels like. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I don't like it, but I know that I've been mean, and I know that having been mean sometimes in my life did help me grow, because I felt like I had to always be nice all the time, and just being mean sometimes did help me grow a little bit. Now I'm at the point where I don't have to do that. But you gotta, I mean, being yourself is really important, or just not being fake is really important. And showing yourself, show the world yourself, show the world your soul through those beautiful windows to your soul. Alright, I've rambled on and on. Okay? So hopefully it was useful, and as always, see you later.